Hi everybody, it's Sally from Sally Stampers. Thank you for joining me today. Today I'm bringing you a hand stamped box. Isn't this just so pretty? You can obviously make these to fit any stamp, any occasion that suits. So you can obviously change the colours of the lid, change whatever you're stamping, and they're suitable for all sorts of things. And then I have this really pretty daisy, just a medium daisy punch on top, and if you can see I've just stamped a little bit on the top and I've sponged the edges just to add something a little different to it. My daughter's just bought me a cup of tea. So to make it, you need to make your base first. So I've used the thick Whisper White, again just because it's thicker. And your cardstock needs to be 9 by 8 1/4 inches, which is 22.5 by 21 centimetres. So on the short side, we're going to score at 2 inches, which is 5 centimetres. We're then going to take this away for a minute because we need to stamp first. This is going to be the bottom of the box, so I need to stamp here before I add my score lines and obviously destroy the image by having to stamp over the creased lines. So I'm coming back in with this gorgeous Positive Thoughts stamp set. I'm going to do the same, just a slightly different colourway. So this beautiful big, I don't know, is it a fern? Whatever it is, it's beautiful. And then I have my butterfly just here. So I'm going to use Granny Apple Green, my favourite greens, it's so bright. And I just went along and stamped in full ink and then slightly raised, stamped off, and I just continued that theme all the way along. I like it because you can make these images your own. It doesn't matter if the ink doesn't stamp fully, because to me that means it's truly handmade. And I just think it shows that not everything needs to be perfect. So that's my Granny Apple Green. I'm going with Gorgeous Grape this time. I haven't used Gorgeous Grape in so long, so I decided to fetch it out and use it on this. So again, I've just stamped off, stamped off. Just the same process all the way along. Now you can change the direction of your butterflies. On this one they were opposites, but this one I've gone all the same way. Pop that to one side. Now I need to bring back my scoring board, and with the long side across the top now we are going to score at 2, 4, 6 and 8, which is 5, 10, 15 and 20 centimetres. There we go. Fold and burnish all of those lovely score lines, and this is, as I said, so ideal for any occasion. So you could maybe use my mind forget, I can't think what the name of it is. Well, you could use Get Up Garage, you could use, where's the other one? Sailing Home, that was the one I was thinking of. You could use those to create a picture. You could use High Tide with the lighthouse, all sorts. Okay, so these bottom squares then, let's separate them, cutting up the vertical to the horizontal score line, and then the last one, which is the sort of half rectangle sized, I'm going to cut away completely. Simple as that. Get our fabulous tear and tape, and this is going to go down the seam of the box, and as always, because it's a wide tab, I'm going to add a second piece to hold it down when it's inside. If that makes sense, I'll show you. Take the backing off. That's those off. Fold us over, and then just double crease that one there. So that is the back of the box. Now how pretty is it? I love this, I really do. Okay, so for the base, we're going to fold those side pieces in, the back in, and the front folds over last. Now I always find that even if I stick that down, I get a bit of a gap. So I'm going to add some tear and tape onto this panel first, and it is just a diagonal piece that I just want to use to hold in place. So again, we're going to fold the first one in. That one will go over the top. That one is going to go over the top of there. Bone folder inside just to press that adhesive down. And then on the back of the front, that makes no sense, does it? The back of the front, but you know what I mean. The back of the front panel, just add a little bit more adhesive. Backing off. Oops. And then fold that one over. And there's your beautiful box. Isn't she so pretty? Right, let's make a lid. Again, you're going to need your scoring board. You will need a sheet of your cardstock that measures 4.5 by 4.5 inches, which is 11 by 11 centimetres. I've got some thick Whisper White here to use as my shim, and I'm going to score at 1.25 inches, which is 3 centimetres on all 4 sides. Oops. Nearly did that wrong score line then, wasn't paying attention. There we go. Move that again. And I'm just going to fold and burnish these score lines anyway, because there's no hardship of doing that bit. I'm also going to cut my wedges out of the 4 squares in the corner. And another one there, and my last one just goes there. Get rid of them. Okay, back to my lovely stamp set. Let's just put these away while I'm here, and I'm getting this gorgeous little patterned one here. That can go there. Gorgeous grape, back out again, tone on tone, my favourite. And I just went around all the sides initially. Again, you can sort of see through your block to make sure it's in line. And then on the lid, as you can see, I don't know if you can see them underneath the flowers, I did the image the opposite way, but in the 4 corners. Isn't that so cute? then I've got one of our stamping sponges. Now they come in a circle and I cut them into 4 so that I have this sort of cheese wedge shape. I then get my circle punch, a stapler, and when you have new colours or you're new to Stampin' Up, you might not be able to remember all the colours. So I wrote it on Gorgeous Grape, so I knew which one I was using. You can get a little messy doing this. So the first thing I did, you'd be surprised, it doesn't look like there's much on there, but trust me, when you start, there will be. So all the way around these edges here, I'm doing mine quickly just so that you can see the effect and how easy it is to do. Nice simple effect. Okay, so that's the 4 sides done. Then I'm going to fold this piece under and go around the same edges again. All the way around. Excuse me. Last one. As I say, you can get quite messy doing this, and also be careful when you are doing it that you don't get too much underneath. That one just needs a fraction more there. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to one side for the minute because I will need it again. We're going to get some adhesive on these tabs. So again, if you want to use your wet glue or anything else, then it's whichever you feel comfortable to use. Put that on there. Okay, take the backing off and build up your lid. And anybody that knows how I do my lids excuse me, will know that I always put my lid on my box to do this last part, just to make sure that it's going to fit nice and snugly. Back in now with our sponge, because we just want to do these joins here. And then, oh crumbs, I keep putting my fingers in this ink today. And so as you can see, we now have that lovely effect on all of the edges. I'm going to pop our lid on, and then, silly me, forgot to get my scrap cardstock out, so I just need to quickly grab some, if I can find it. There it is. And you just need medium daisy punch. Just a couple of those gorgeous flowers. My snail to just stick. Crumbs, come here. Stick one on top of the other. I then used my bone folder and flipped the flower over and just curled these leaves up slightly. My ever trusty glue dots, just one to go in the centre there, and last but not least, some beautiful rhinestones, and I used the small ones, and I actually just put 4 in the centre. Now if you wanted to just use one big one, you could do. Again, it's your choice, it's your box, your design. But there we have our really pretty hand stamped boxes. Thank you for joining me. Hope you have a lovely day and I'll see you all again soon.